So it's been 6 months since I've made my Braver guide, and a lot of things have changed. First of all, we have the introduction of the Etoile class, as well as the Phantom class, as well as the Luster class. We got a whole bunch of new classes, and so as a Braver, I no longer go Hunter subclass. Now, I have tried Braver Phantom. However, with the Phantom subclass, the issue I had with the game was I'm not very good at the game. And so I was dying left and right in Divide Quest, in Solo Extreme, and just like everything, okay? Everything was just one-shotting me on Ultra Hard, and I was not having a good time. And so I decided to reroll Braver Etoile. So in today's video, we're mainly going to be focusing on Braver Etoile. If you guys want me to make a video about Braver Phantom in the future, let me know in the comment section below. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I'd really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So first things first, and that is the skill tree. I want to talk about the Braver skill tree first, and then the Etoile skill tree, as your Etoile is going to be your subclass, alright? So you can see over here at the beginning, all of these skills you can take pretty much for free, so it's pretty simple. Do take Braver Mag, please, because this basically exchanges all of your dexterity on your mag into melee power and range power, because the special thing about Braver Etoile is you can use the bow as well. You're actually encouraged to use the bow. So this is more of a hybrid build. You're using your katana and you're using your bow, but because max level is now level 100 versus 6 months ago where it was like 75, we now have access to a lot more points, and thus we can pretty much unlock everything we want on the Braver skill tree. And so Braver Mag, very useful, especially Dex Mag, super duper useful because my build is a hybrid build, okay? So we're going to be picking up all that. The dexterity one over here, we're only going to put 3 points in this because we want to unlock all the stuff down here. Now you can see here that I did not take melee power up and I took range power up instead. The reason for this is because I do use my bow quite a bit. However, if you are more katana focused, feel free to switch over to melee power instead of taking the range power over here. Now over here, these are the regular abilities that I will always take. You know, you want katana focus, you want enhanced attack, you want quick mate, katana focus boost, counter edge, as well as counter bonus. You know, all of the regular katana stuff you want to take. Now the main difference in your points allocation are going to change over here, depending on your playstyle, alright? So for me, I put all of my points into the range side because I maxed out my bow, because as Braver Etoile, I use my bow quite a bit. However, don't worry, you'll still have plenty of points to pretty much pick up everything on the katana side of things as well. You can see here that I maxed out precision stance because of my specific playstyle, which I'm going to explain in a second. However, you don't have to max out precision stance if you use basic stance a lot more. I kind of made a small mistake here. I would rather have 4 points in basic stance critical and 5 points in precision stance critical, mainly because I stay in precision stance for 90% of my gameplay. However, if you're a min-maxer and you do toggle on and off the precision stance, then just doing what I have right here would be perfectly fine, okay? So that is the Braver skill tree, very straightforward. Now let's go to the Etoile skill tree over here. Etoile skill tree, pick up everything at the top over here. Most of it is free. And then over here for the HP Restorate over here, do not put 6 points like me. Just put 1 point over here so that you can unlock everything down here. The reason why I have 6 points here is because I had extra skill points and I had nothing else to put it in. And that's why I put the rest into HP Restorate over here. But your main priority is to get the all attack, because this is unconditional all attack. You're just getting flat DPS increase. You want your flat bonus over here. Stationary physique is when you stand still, you can't get knocked down. It's super duper useful. You want Etoile boost, and you want damage bouncer. Damage bouncer is super duper strong. Basically, you take 70% less damage, but you can't get healed through other sources other than from potions. So you're gonna have to stock up on your dimates, trimates, whatever, and just drink potions whenever you're low on HP. Because when a techer tries to heal you, or if you have lifesteal on your weapon, it's only gonna heal you for 1 HP. Especially if you have this skill maxed out like I do, it's a trade-off. You take less damage, but you have less sources of healing other than healing yourself through potions. Potions are still going to heal you 100% of the amount it normally heals. The only downside now is other people can't really heal you unless they're using an item such as a star atomizer. Okay, same arts PP preservation. I only put 5 points in this. You can put a lot more if you want, but this basically reduces the PP cost of your skill the more times you cast it consecutively. So for example, if I'm using my bow and I'm casting piercing shot, the PP cost will reduce by 6% each consecutive time I cast the same PA. And it can go all the way down to 45% at level 5. Now if you get it to level 10, it's going to reduce it even further, but there is a lot of math and mumbo jumbo, and basically leaving it at level 5 is like the most economical way to see it. And so I suck at math, so I just accepted it. There's smarter people out there that play Etoile that know how this works, and they did all the math. They told me level 5 is the sweet spot. So I was like, okay, and I left at level 5. If you guys want to know more information as well as the mathematical breakdown, the link is in the description below. It's like a 10-12 page essay, so you can read through that, and it's got all the mathematical formulas and breakdowns and spreadsheets and stuff. But I don't care. I just want to know that, hey, this works for me, so that's great. Now I have 10 points in Etoile perfect attack bonus, mainly because all of my attacks are going to be perfect attacks anyway, because that's just how I play. You know, I've just gotten used to perfect attacking. You deal more damage when you perfect attack. This is also known as just attack if you are coming from the Japanese side of things, but it's basically when the red circle appears and you click, that is considered a perfect attack, okay? But more importantly, I needed 10 points in perfect attack critical, which means every time I do a perfect attack, it increases my critical rate by 50%. This is super duper important, okay? The reason for this is because of my S grade augment on my weapon. My S4 ability is it decreases my critical rate by 50%, but increases my critical damage by 6%. So basically by having perfect attack critical, as long as I'm perfect attacking, I'm getting the 50% boost, which is mitigating my S4 ability. So I'm basically getting the 6% critical damage at no cost. And finally, we have Tech Arts count bonus over here. I have 10 points in this, and this basically increases your damage if you're swapping out PAs. So for example, if I use Morning Mist Reaver to get close to the enemy, and then I start spamming Cherry Blossom, then I will deal additional damage because of this skill over here, which is very nice. It also reduces the PP cost for my abilities, so super duper useful. And last but not least, you want to scroll to the very bottom and you want to max out everything here. You want 10 points in HP up, which will give you 50 HP. You want 10 points in PP up, which will give you 10 PP. You want 10 points in total attack up, which is going to give you 50 all attack. And then you want 10 points in total defense up, which is going to give you 50 all defense. All right, you want to max all of these up. If you were to pick a priority list, I would do PP first, attack, defense, and then HP. If I was going to make a priority list here, I would focus on PP up first, then total attack up, then total defense up, and then finally HP up, okay? And that covers the skill tree. Now don't forget, you can get extra skill points by doing the trainer's side missions. So if you are Etoile over here, you want to talk to Lucot over here and do her client orders. And she's got a bunch of client orders over here. You want to do Shining Etoile, then Polaris Etoile, and then Morning Etoile, I think. After you finish these three, you'll unlock these missions over here, where it's like the brightest Etoile 1, 2, 3, 4, where they give you additional Etoile skill points, all right? So you just want to complete all of their quests over here for the Etoile. And if you are playing the Braver, you want to go to Azanami over here. You want to talk to her, and you want to complete all of her missions. Now, she does have two separate missions. She's got one for Katana Bravers and then one for Bow Braver. You don't have to complete both of them. You can just focus on Katanas only or focus on Bows only, and you'll get all the points already. But by completing both the Katana and the Bow one, you're able to get her partner card as well as become her friend and fill up her whatever meter this is, relationship meter. And yeah, you can be her best friend and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. All right. Now, before we go into the practice room, I want to talk about my sub palettes over here. So there's one specific ability that I want to talk about, and that is the build up photon arts over here. But in order to bring up your sub palette, you simply press F7 on your keyboard, and you can notice that I've got all of these different abilities over here. So the build up photon arts, in order to unlock this, you need to talk to Officer Kofi. Officer Kofi is going to be right here. You need to talk to her, and then you're going to notice over here there is a build up photon arts permit exam. You need to pick up this client order and complete it in order to unlock build up photon arts, all right, or build up PAs. And then once you've completed that, then she unlocks 3 other additional exams which you can do in order to unlock stock +1. So basically by default, when you complete the permit exam, you'll get 3 charges of these build up PAs. However, when you complete all 3 of these, you'll get a total of 6 charges of these build up PAs, which are very, very useful. Unfortunately, you can only cast this ability with a bow, which is why it's super duper useful in my case, since I'm playing hybrid. I used to play katana only, and so I couldn't take advantage of this ability, but this ability deals millions of damage per charge. So imagine when you have 6 of them charged up and you just spam it back to back to back, you're going to be dealing like a ton of damage. Your burst damage is ridiculous, and I'm going to be showing you that in the practice room. So let's head over to the practice room. So for those who don't know how to get to the practice room, we can just talk to Rebecca over here and go to practice quest. And then over here, there is a bunch of trainings which can actually teach you how to play said class. You can see I've done the Phantom, Etoile, Dark Blast. I haven't done the AIS training yet, but you know, I really don't care about that. But you want to go to the damage calculation practice, all right? And then you're just going to accept this quest, and this is going to be the practice quest. So yep, let's just accept that. Boom. And then we're simply just going to run in over here. And right here, it's going to look exactly like a extreme quest, or you know, where all the lighting is purple and stuff. So I'm just going to drink a potion over here, and let's just head down. So what I'm going to be doing over here is I'm just going to set it at stationary free mode, because I just want to showcase all the different abilities and just explain how I play the Braver, alright? So I would consider my current level of skill for the Braver to be small monkey brain playstyle, okay? And if we rewind 6 months ago, that was no brain playstyle, alright? So we've upgraded, we've graduated, we've become a little bit better at the game. And so one thing I want to talk about is actually enabling precision stance. So you can see there I pressed 9 on my sub palette, which activated precision stance. Once you activate it, it will stay active forever. As long as you want. There is no PP cost to it. It's just activated, and now I deal an extra 15% damage whenever I hit an enemy's weak spot. So you can see over here that the rock bear's face is a weak spot. So if I attack there, you can see that was 155,000 damage. Now if we deactivate it, and now I don't have precision stance, look at this. Now I only deal 139,000 damage. So you're dealing a lot more damage with precision stance enabled. And so since, let me just uncue that so my screen doesn't bob up and down like that. But now that we understand that, hey, precision stance is super duper important. It's essentially free DPS. So you need to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. When you're hitting an enemy's weak spot. So if it's Rock Bear, you want to hit his face. That is a weak spot. Turn on precision stance because you deal additional damage. If you're hitting like his arm, for example, over here, you know, that's 24,000 damage with precision stance. I turn off precision stance, boom, I'm dealing 30,000 damage. So you deal more damage with precision stance turned off if you're hitting a non-weak spot, all right? So just understanding that mechanic is going to help you increase your DPS a lot. However, if you are small monkey brain like me, you can just keep precision stance on the entire time, because the damage difference or the damage loss of like 24,000 versus 30,000 to me is like whatever. I don't care, because I'm going to be making up that damage when I hit one of the weak spots, and I gain the damage that, you know, I lost when I hit his arm when I was in precision stance. All right, so that's my logic, okay? That's just my reasoning to tell myself that, hey, I can be full monkey brain and I don't care about DPS loss. However, if you want to get good at the class and you actually care about improvement, then, you know, learn when to turn on and when to turn off precision stance, okay? So that's the basics done right there. Now we can talk about rotation. First of all, with the Katana Braver. Katana Braver, super duper easy. You want to position yourself so that you're at the enemy's weak spot, and then you simply just want to go to town with the Cherry Blossom ×2 into the auto attack. The reason why you want to do Cherry Blossom ×2 and then the auto attack is because every third attack, you're going to notice that the Braver hits twice. So look, 1, 2, 3. Did you see that? It hit twice on the third hit. So I'll show you here without actually hitting the Rock Bear. So 1, 2, 3. You see how she goes like left and then right on her third hit. That's because that's just how the Braver works. So again, 1, 2, and 3. You see, the third hit will hit twice and it deals a little bit more damage. And by knowing this, you can weave in PAs instead of using auto attacks in order to deal more damage. So again, Cherry Blossom, auto attack. You see how fast my PP regenerated because I hit the boss twice. So it counts as 2 auto attacks, which regenerated double the amount of PP. So for example, let's say that this is a boss that I'm about to engage. So I can show you again with Morning Mist Reaver, boom, Cherry Blossom, and auto attack. You see? So I did my full combo over there where I gap closed, I cast Cherry Blossom, but I got all of my PP back because I managed to get the double attack over there. So it's super duper important for PP management. Now, a lot of people run out of PP very quickly on the Braver because they go full monkey brain like what I did 8 months ago, where you just walk up to the thing and you just spam Cherry Blossom, and that's all you did. You can see my PP going down very, very quickly now. I'm on 70, 60, 47, and in order to compensate this, I had to use my light stream weapon, or my what is this called, the Trailblazer weapon, right? Yeah, because of my Trailblazer weapon, I was able to refill my PP back to full. However, if I was a little bit smarter with my PP management and my rotation, I would be able to sustain much more damage over a longer period of time. Okay, so now that we know the basic rotation, the next thing I want to talk about is countering. So we're just going to go into free mode over here so Rock Bear will actually hit me. But countering is very, very annoying. It's very, very experience based. The more you fight a mob, the more you'll understand their rotation and the more likely you're going to be able to counter. So by default, weapon action is mouse 3 or the middle mouse button. But for me, I bound it to F. And there we go. You can see that we did a counter. You can see that I'm glowing purple. And since I'm glowing purple, you can see there that I dealt 184,000 damage because of that. And when you do a counter, you actually deal damage back. So let's try that again. Boom. You see, I hit them twice over there, 76,000. And you can just practice this over and over and over until you get good at countering. But do keep in mind that, you know, you're practicing on Rock Bear. So Rock Bear only has like, you know, so many attacks. So you got to get used to it. And of course, if you get grabbed, well, you're screwed. Woo! So countering really is based off practice. But remember, in order to glow purple, you need that little bar on top of your weapon PA to be filled before you can glow purple. If it's not glowing purple, then all you're going to do is you're just going to do a regular counter like that. But you don't take any damage when you do a perfect counter, which is very nice. But again, if you get grabbed, there's nothing you can really do. I don't actually know if you can counter grabs. Do let me know in the comment section below. But that covers countering. And last but not least, we have Katana Combat. So when you activate Katana Combat, you can't get hit because there's a skill in your skill tree that is when Katana Combat is activated, you don't take damage. Look, I'm literally going to stand still and I took no damage. And that's, you know, that's the beauty about Katana Combat. I love this skill. This skill is like my bread and butter because it makes me invincible and I love it. Now there is some finesse with Katana Combat, and that is the moment you activate it, there'll be a timer ticking down, and before it hits 0, you need to press the same button again in order to end Katana Combat. If the timer runs out and you don't press it again, it just disappears and you won't deal the big PP damage at the end of Katana Combat. Okay, but let me showcase you that. So I'm going to activate Katana Combat. I'm going to lock onto their weak spot. I'm just going to deal regular damage, right? And since I'm invincible, it don't even matter what they do to me. But I'm going to keep in mind my regular rotation. You see, I Cherry Blossom twice, I auto attack. And then that way I get the double hit, so I can maintain my PP. You can notice there's 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. I'm going to press 4 again, and shing! You see, I dealt that 710,000 damage because I ended my Katana Combat in time. And that damage is based off the number of hits that you deal to the your target. So the more times you hit your target, the more damage your Katana Combat's going to do when you end it, alright? Now last but not least, before I end the Katana portion of the video, that is Leaping Dodge. Leaping Dodge is an ability, as you can see here on my sub palette. I have it right here, Leaping Dodge level 20, which allows you to high jump. Because the problem with the Braver is it's very difficult to get elevation, especially if a boss's weak spot is like their shoulder piece. A good example would be there's a couple Lumen mechs where their weak spot is like their shoulder piece or they're a flying unit, and it's very difficult to reach them because they're in the air. And this is why leaping dodge is very, very important. You can see here that my number 8 is leaping dodge, and I can use it to jump extremely high, and while I'm in the air, I can jump again, all right? So look, this is the height of double jump, right? This is the height of leaping dodge. You see how high leaping dodge goes? So you can literally spam this every 5 seconds, and the entire animation of that is an iframe the moment you cast it. So it's super duper useful. In order to get this, it is a ring ability. So you can see over here on my Rivulet unit that I have inputted leaping dodge level 20, which is a ring ability. Now you could just wear the ring, but I wouldn't recommend it because the Braver has much better choices for rings. You've got your Brave Power left ring, which essentially gives you Katana Combat count up, which means you just need to hit the enemies less in order to deal more damage when you end Katana Combat. And it also gives you Photon Bow homing, which allows your auto attacks with the bow to be homing. So it's super duper easy. You literally lock onto a weak spot and you just pew, 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 and all the bullets are just gonna fly towards the weak spot. Super duper useful ring, all right? Brave Power, highly recommend that you pick up this ring. In order to make it, you need to make 2 rings. First of all, you're going to need the Katana Combat count up ring. You gotta get that to plus 20. And then you're going to need the ring that gives you Photon Bow homing. Get that to plus 20. You smash them together and you get Brave Power. Now don't worry, the smashing together part is a 100% success rate, so 0 gambling involved. You do not need to level up this ring if you don't want to, because it does cost ultimate boosters, but ultimate boosters drop like candy now, so you might as well. Easy peasy, okay? So that is Brave Power ring. The next one is Critical Strike ring. So this one is a little bit harder to make. In order to make the Critical Strike ring, which increases your critical rate and critical damage across the board for all sources of damage, range, tech, as well as melee. In order to make this, you need 3 separate rings. You're going to need the range critical ring, the melee critical ring, and the tech critical ring. Get them all to plus 20, smash them together, and you get this ring, all right? Now this ring is very useful for me, again, because I'm playing a hybrid build. I have range and I have melee. So I need the 20% critical rate from this ring for all sources of damage. And it also gives me 3% critical damage, which is very, very welcomed. Okay, so now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, it's time to talk about the Bow Braver. So not a lot of people cover the Bow Braver because it's not a very popular class. I don't really know why, but you know, whatever, we're going to talk about it. So first of all, I want to talk about my weapon palette. So you can see over here, you know, these are my katana skills. So I showed earlier, Morning Mist Reaver, Cherry Blossom Finale, right? You literally just spam these abilities and you'll do tons of damage. As for my AoE abilities, I used Unspoken Barbarity as well as Thriving Bellflower. This is just for AoE stuff, killing weak mobs. I never use this to actually fight bosses. With bosses, it's literally just spamming these 2 abilities and auto attacks. So these 3 abilities, okay? But with the bow, you have a lot more choice, all right? Number 1, you need Banishing Arrow. The way Banishing Arrow works is just think of it like sticking a block of TNT on the enemy. And so you shoot this explosive arrow that sticks onto the enemy, and the more damage you deal, the more damage that explosion is going to deal afterwards, all right? So basically, you throw Banishing Arrow onto the enemy, you deal as much damage as you can, and then after 3 seconds, the Banishing Arrow explodes and deals additional damage, which is very, very useful, okay? And so what abilities should we be spamming in order to deal additional damage? And so I personally like to use Master Shot. However, another choice is Piercing Arrow. So Master Shot and Piercing Arrow are very good abilities to just spam because they deal tons of damage, they offer a lot of movement, they offer very long iframes, which are very, very useful in between each shot, which is really, really nice because it allows you to play like an absolute monkey as long as you have PP. And then last of all, you need your normal attack. However, just regular normal attacks suck. Just regular normal attacks, just going to shoot 1 arrow like that, and that's it. You're not going to regenerate a lot of PP. However, lucky for us, the Braver has a skill over here called Rapid Fire. So if we read the skill right here, for bow only, for set amount of time, sacrifices your bow's standard attack potency and attack interval to perform a combo of up to 3 consecutive normal attacks. So when you activate this, you'll shoot 3 arrows instead of 1 arrow at a time, which allows you to regenerate your PP 3 times as fast, which is really, really useful. Sure, you're not going to be dealing as much damage, but it doesn't matter because you're literally using this to regenerate your PP so that you can spam more piercing arrows or more master shots in order to explode the banishing arrow to deal tons and tons of damage, okay? Super duper easy. Now, there is also another ability called Final Nemesis. A lot of people like to use Final Nemesis because you see big PP numbers when you use it, which is pretty cool. But the issue with Final Nemesis is, look, it has a forever casting time. Look at that. You're literally standing still for like 3 seconds, right? And if you could get knocked out of this, by the way, and if you get knocked out of it, you don't deal damage. Your attack gets canceled. So it is a super powerful shot, but if you are tanking or if you have the aggro, it's very difficult to pull off the shot because you have to be stationary. It's a super slow animation, and if you get stunned, if you get CC'd, if you get squashed, knocked down, whatever, you know, it sucks. But since we are Etoile subclass, if you're standing still, you have the ability of immunity to knockback and knockdown. So technically, if you're just standing still like this, you can't get knocked down, but you still can get stunned or dazed, okay? So be careful about that, all right? So let's head over to the boss over here, or where is he? Oh, hi, Rock Bear. So what we're gonna do is we're simply gonna activate our triple shot. We're gonna lock onto the weak spot, and you see, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're gonna shoot our banishing arrow, and then boom, piercing, 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 and explosion. You see, does tons of damage. So again, we're just gonna use our triple shot to get our PP back. Look at that. It was 2 triple shots, and we are full PP again. So again, we're gonna do banishing arrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Explosion. Look at that, 568k. And then we're gonna run around. Oh, we need PP again. Look, 1 triple shot, we're full PP again. Banishing arrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Look at that, 449,000. Then again, banishing arrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can shoot a lot more than 5. I'm just shooting really, really slow so that I can actually show you what the heck is going on. And look at that, 2 charged triple shots. I'm full PP again. And what's even better is if he does that attack, you can literally sidestep. So you're running sideways and you left click and you do this little twirl, and that twirl is an iframe, all right? So you can see here that, oh no, I have no PP, like my triple shot is down, there's a cooldown. Oh look, it's up again. There's literally like 15 seconds downtime for this. So I'm triple shotting again, banishing arrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and boom, another, I couldn't see the damage there. So the nice thing about the piercing shot, which is the one that I'm using right now, is it actually shoots through multiple points. However, let's say that we're not fighting Rock Bear, we're fighting something that moves a lot quicker, then you can use Master Shot. So you can see here that I'm going to shoot Banishing Arrow and I'm going to shoot Master Shots over here. So the thing about Master Shot is it is homing. So no matter what, it will curve around corners and do some crazy Matrix stuff, or like that movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie. That was a great movie where they're like, and they're like curving the bullets and stuff. You could basically do this with the Master Shot, all right? So, which is very, very nice. And the nice thing about the Master Shot is it's exactly the same as Piercing Shot in the sense that you can, it's a really long iframe. But you're gonna see over here that I can just spin right through his attacks. Like this counts as a beautiful, beautiful iframe. I believe it's like 0.5 seconds iframe. So it's really, really nice, all right? So now you've noticed that my number 5 key, my build up PA bar is full. You see I have 5 charges because I didn't do the last quest, so I don't have 6 charges. But now it's time to do tons and tons of damage. So we're just gonna cast it. You press 5, there's this huge build up, but look at that. Ba 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 ba. Look at all those damages. Just pa 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 pa. So how much damage is that? Oh, by the way, you're also invincible in your complex PA. So we dealt 1.4 million there, all right, with one of the charge up PAs. What was that, in like 2 seconds? So it's super duper nice. And the best thing about this is because we are playing a hybrid build. So let's say that you're in trouble. You can use your rapid shot over here. You're moving around, you're dealing damage, boom, 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 boom. And let's say that, you know, your rapid fire runs out, right? You're out of rapid fire, it's on cooldown, and you're like, oh, I'm out of PP as well, and I finished my complex PA, and now what, right? You're out of options. What should I do? You can simply switch to your katana, enable Katana Combat. Look at me, I'm invincible. You can't hurt me, you stupid rock bear. And you're dealing damage with your katana, and you know, it's super duper flexible. And by the time your Katana Combat is over, your rapid fire is going to be up again, because the cooldown for the rapid fire is 15 seconds, while your Katana Combat lasts for 20 seconds. So yeah, you're good to go again. And it's super duper useful. And this is why I love this new playstyle with the Etoile subclass, because you're able to capitalize on both weapons and cover each other's weaknesses. So the problem with Katana is elevation. When something's flying around super duper quick, you can't hit it. And it really sucks. So you switch to your bow and you go, haha, I have homing arrows. What are you gonna do? You're gonna outrun these arrows? You can't outrun these arrows. And pew 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 pew, they die, right? And then next up, you gotta fight something that's always charging you and getting in your face. For example, Etoile, because I freaking hate that guy. Then you pick up your katana and you go counter, 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 and then cherry blossom finale, shing 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 shing, and then it dies. Super duper easy, super duper cool, right? And this is why I just love the Braver right now. Now, obviously, before I end the video, I need to showcase, you know, myself flexing, because I've talked the talk, but can I walk the walk? And that's what we're gonna see right now over here on my second monitor. So we're gonna see over here that I am about to do Extreme Quest on the last version, the Risk Realm. Yep, right here, accept quest. Yep. And let's begin. So this is the Extreme Quest, the solo version, which is pretty painful, quite a pain in the ass, but I managed to beat it. So we're gonna watch it together. So I'm not gonna jump cut here, because I know some of you guys may think like, you know, if I jump cut, I edited something or whatever. So what I will do though, for the boring parts, is I'm just gonna times like 3 times 10 speed it, because it takes quite some time. Like you can see this rock bear over here, it takes forever to kill it. And I fail all the missions, by the way. I only complete like stage 5's mission, I think, because yeah, my gear sucks, and that's why it takes forever to kill it. You can see here that I need to do 20 times the 100k or more, but I just messed up really bad. And you can see here I only get up to 14 hits before the timer runs out. You can see that I'm practicing my countering. I'm going purple now, but because I'm full monkey brain, I'm just keeping precision stance on the entire time. So yep, we're just gonna be shing 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 and dealing damage until it dies. I lied, we're gonna jump cut because this is boring. But you can see here that I was practicing my entire combo of the cherry blossom ×2 plus auto attack, which was why PP was never an issue. Never got close to running out of PP, because I just kept regenerating it back. Super duper easy. So now, mission number 2, which is don't take damage for 30 seconds. I actually failed this. This was very, very embarrassing that I failed it so quickly. Yeah, I'm just bad at the game, alright? But hey, I managed to clear this, alright? So I got that going for me, right? So over here, very, very simple. I decided to use the bow with the banishing and master shot combo with triple shot, so I can gain back my PP super duper quickly. So the issue here, or the mistake I made, was I got too far away from the boss. If you get too far away from the boss will do this very specific attack right here, right? And he's gonna hit the ground and summon a bunch of these little craps. And so I think I managed to dodge all of them, but oh no, I got hit. Yeah, so that's what failed the mission for me, was because I was too far away and I got hit. I got hit on like the last second too. It was really embarrassing. But either way, now, because I'm bow, I'm just gonna use the same rotation until I run out of triple shot. You can see I still got like 14 seconds of my triple shot, so I'm just gonna be pew 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 pew, just banishing arrow plus master shot, and then whenever I'm low on PP, I do the triple shot. And you see how easy it is as a bow braver, because I'm constantly moving around, and every time I do a sidestep, that is actually an iframe. And you can see here I'm using my complex PAs. So if you do hold down a directional key, you'll do this shotgun shot instead of like the bombardment from the sky, which is great if you're hitting multiple targets. But I was just afraid that the boss was going to move, and that's why I did that. And now we've got a flying target over here. So this is a great target to use my bow. You can see over here that my triple shot already reset, so it was already activated again. And I'm able to continuously use my bow. but I do need to be a little bit careful. I don't want to get too close to the boss. If he sucks all my PP, I will not do much damage. But you can see there, 500,000 damage on the triple shot, which is pretty cool right there. Or the build-up PA, I mean. And then, these balls over here, you can dodge that as well with the sidestep, which is very, very cool. So, yep, just shooting, and I think I just killed the boss just by shooting like this. I don't even think I used my katana. I think I just stuck with the bow. But, yeah, we're gonna fast forward here because this is boring. And boom. Okay, it's dead. I don't know why I switched back to my katana. Oh, to break the crystal, of course. Yep. Yay, I broke the crystal. Yeah, I got a divine medal. Woo! Alright, we move on to the next stage, which is stage 3. Alright, stage 3 is destroy 10 parts. I failed this as well. This is really embarrassing that I actually failed this. This is probably like the easiest mission out of them all. So over here, I always activate Katana Combat first. And I know the weak spots by heart already. So I know that, oh, I need to break the wings, and then I need to break the claws, and I need to break the horn. But you can tell there's a huge difference between katana playstyle and bow playstyle, right? With the katana playstyle, I can barely see what the hell I'm doing because I'm in the boss all the time. You see there, that was 250,000 damage when I just ended the katana combat. Tons of damage, very, very strong. This is one of the bosses I'm talking about. Like, his weak spot is like on his right shoulder or left shoulder, which is very annoying since he's like, he's sort of hovering. So as a Braver, it's very annoying to get up to his shoulder because you can double jump, but if he moves, then you're like, well, crap, right? So this is where the whole leaping dodge thing comes in very handy. You see, I just used leaping dodge there. I'm up at his shoulder length now. And I just shing shing, shing shing, shing shing, try to break his stupid armor there. Good, I broke it. Now you can see it's exposed, the little crystal back there, so that I can actually hit that and deal tons of damage. And it just so happens that Snow Banshee or whatever doggo has come to play as well. And I decided to switch to my bow because I wanted to use the complex PA instead. And boom, you see I'm hitting 2 targets at once. That was like 500k total damage just from those 2. And now I am back into bow mode with the triple shots, the master shots, and the banishing arrow. So you see how easy it is? You just lock onto the weak spot, and I'm just like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You can't do squat because you can't dodge my arrows. And this is the power of just being hybrid. Over here, I really should have just switched back to my katana. I don't know what I was doing. I just needed to break one more spot. I had like 20 seconds, and instead of just using the katana, I decided to use the bow, and I don't break the last spot in time because I'm stupid. I'm not even hitting the right spot. Like, that paw is broken already. I should be hitting his back leg. But yeah, the stuff you see, yeah, now I changed to my katana with Katana Combat. I could have done that ages ago. God dang it, I suck at this game. And boom, it's dead. Perfect. So now we're on stage number 4, where just take down the enemies within 120 seconds. I screwed this one up as well. I screwed up everyone. Alright, so now we activated a teleporter. We're here. We're fighting the first person over here, apprentice this is. So you can see with the bow, because the apprentice likes to gap close a lot. But because I have my bow and I have a lot of PP, I'm able to constantly sidestep all of its attacks. And I just triple shot whenever she's doing like a charge up thing, when she's summoning her friends. And yeah, basically I'm just always protected because of this, which makes life super duper easy. And the nice thing about the TNT thing is when that blows up, it actually deals AoE damage. So you can see there that actually killed one of the buddies right there. So that was very, very convenient. Now, I don't know what she's doing here. She's charging up or something. But yeah, basically I literally just do this until they die. But I think my rapid shot is running out pretty soon. So I am going to need to switch to my katana soon.tm. Then I kill these guys first. And they are dead. Okay, my triple shot has run out. So I don't have very good regeneration of PP right now. So boom, okay, no, yeah, there we go, katana, good. So you can see that now I'm in my katana mode for the next 5 seconds, waiting for my triple shot to come up. But I realized that, hey, I've got Katana Combat. So I can use my Katana Combat to gain the invincibility for 20 seconds and deal as much damage as I can. But unfortunately, I am fighting Gemini, which moves around a lot. So it kind of sucks. My timing wasn't very good here, but I'll end Katana Combat. And shing, that was 247,000. And back to the bow. I'm using complex PAs over here. The reason why I'm using the spread shot is because he's moving around a lot. I should have just waited until he stopped moving, and then I could have dealt like a couple million damage instead of just like 2 mil. But it's okay, you know, whatever. You learn from your mistakes. So I literally failed by like 10 seconds here, unfortunately. But yeah, we just shoot it until it dies. And boom, it's dead. So yeah, it was close. I just messed up. And here we go. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last part. So the last stage is where most people fail because Masquerade sucks, especially when you get the healing reduction and everything. And so now it's time to show you how I did Masquerade. It's very, very scuffed, but I was able to do it. And so this is the only mission I actually completed because it's like, don't use any healing pots for 2 minutes. I'm like, I can do that, easy peasy. And now we are activating the portal and we are in. So with Masquerade at the very beginning, what I decide to use is with the Master Shot first, because the thing about Masquerade is he does become invulnerable after a while to specific attacks or specific PAs. So it is pretty important to have a variety of different PAs in order to spam. So you can see here, he's going to be immune to Master Shot very, very soon once that shield comes up. But until then, I'm going to abuse the crap out of this. There we go. You see that shield? So now Master Shot doesn't deal any damage. However, I still have Piercing Shot. So I can still do the same thing, but with Piercing Shot now until he summons all his clones. So we're just going to be dodging. You can see that how useful that sidestep is. As long as I can maintain mana, or as long as I can maintain PP, I can continuously dodge everything. And with this ring over here around me, and the balls that he's summoning, it's fine. I'm going to wait until it starts closing, and sidestep, sidestep, sidestep. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And then once he summons all his clones, or once my triple shot runs out, which it has, I need to switch to my katana. I'm using complex PAs over here in order to iframe some of these attacks because I'm in deep doo-doo. I'm panicking, I switch to my katana, boom, I'm on my Katana Combat as well, so I'm immune to his attacks. So now I can deal regular damage very, very safely. I'm just going to do as much damage as I can with Katana Combat. And you see that I have completed the quest of not using any recovery items for 120 seconds. Or I'm close to it actually, 20 seconds remaining. But I'm just attacking, attacking, attacking. Did I even end Katana Combat? I don't know. But I saw that my triple shot is back up. So this is where Piercing Arrow becomes very useful. Because even though he summons all these clones, I'm able to shoot through all the clones with their Piercing Arrow. As long as I'm locked onto the right one. I'm locked onto the wrong one right now. So yeah, that's not very smart of me. But it's okay. I eventually do learn and I eventually do get locked onto the right one. I'm shooting the wrong one now. There's the right one. You can tell if it's the right one by looking at the color. So, you know, it's not just some shade. This one actually has like colors and stuff. And it also has that stupid shield. But you can see that I am suffering right now because I don't have the HP buff anymore, or like all my healing items don't heal normally anymore, but luckily Starmates still work perfectly fine. So if your HP does get reduced, like what happened there, I had like max HP of 300, I'm still able to heal myself through that. So you see how useful the sidestep is? Oh, I'm panicking. Switch back to my katana. Oh, okay, I've got a Katana Combat, so I'm safe from all his attacks. Lock onto him, good. Morning Miss Reaver, yo, deal some Cherry Blossom finale damage, some auto attacks as well. My Katana Combat has 4 seconds remaining. I need to end it. Come on, Karo, end it. I did not end my Katana Combat. I did not get the bonus damage there. I am in trouble. Switch back to my bow. Complex PAs over there, and I need to switch to get my triple shot on. I need a sidestep. I need to spam PAs. Move. Okay, good. I'm moving. Alright, so you can see here that my triple shot isn't doing any damage anymore because he's immune to that PA as well. So the only thing that's actually doing damage now, I think, is my piercing arrow or my banishing arrow. I don't know. He's immune to so many attacks now that I'm running out of options here. So I don't even know why I did the Dark Blast, but I think my bow doesn't do any damage anymore. So I was just like, well, okay, screw it. I'm just gonna go melee and beat you up with my katana instead. And so you can see we're in here. I'm praying to God that my Katana Combat comes up soon, because he's now immune to my Morning Mist Reaver. And yeah, life is not looking so good here. I do another Star Atomizer, and we are attacking, and it takes forever. There we go, we finally killed it. Yay! Took 13 minutes and 7 seconds. Very, very long. And we got an ultimate booster. So now we're gonna head over. Okay, use another Star Atomizer, why not? We head over to get our loot. And because we failed every mission except for the last mission, we can only pick up 5 items. So we go Virtual Vault, and you can see over here, there's item number 1. Oh, we can only pick up 4 items, never mind. Even worse. So yeah, you know, this is how we did it. But the point isn't to show that I only was able to get 4 items. The point was, hey, I managed to beat Extreme Quest with on solo, and I still managed to get an S rank over here. You see, ba-ba-bum. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye. What can I say except